So, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm sitting outside in the sunshine. Last time you saw me, it was dark, and that means that the spring has rolled around. The weather is kind of sketchy right now, but it is getting better. And that is actually a topic I want to talk about today, because what do you do when summer rolls around with your grind and work and your road to success? What do you do when it becomes summer? And for me personally, I also have exams right now, so I'm really busy, and when the good weather turns around, you really don't want to, get up and work. So today I want to talk to you about how the grind, as you could call it, or just the work or the path will work when you have like stuff like exams or just when summer rolls around, because then the activity of people is gonna go upwards. So when it's winter, everyone will most likely be at home or inside in some way, because it's cold, no one wants to be outside, it's dark, and most people are just depressed. But also, when you're like trying to better yourself and create a better life, what you will use the winter for is working. So when you work in the winter, it's obvious because you have nothing else to do. There's no good weather, there's no outside activities. It's just all like you sit inside, you work all day, and you go to bed at early. So that is also probably when you can go to bed. In if you think of when the sun comes down and goes up. So yeah, that is what you can use the winter on. But now it's April, and as you can see, I do have a jacket on. It's quite cold today, but the sun is shining. And when the good weather starts to roll around, I'll probably put in a video of me showing like some spring flowers that I saw the other day when it was really hot. It was in the weekend, from Friday to Sunday. It was actually quite hot in Denmark here. It was like I could walk outside without a jacket or anything on. So yeah, I'll probably throw in a clip of that. As I was saying, when the spring rolls around, like it's doing right now here in Denmark, and last Friday we had so good weather, we were just outside all day, and the sun, it sets way later than it would in winter. In winter it would set at 5 almost, or 4 even, and now it sets like at 9 or 9:30. So that really disrupts, or it becomes harder. So for me, in my case, I would wake up at 15 minutes before 6, and I would go to bed at 9 or a bit earlier. So when it's winter, I could do that, but right now I can't. So what I've done is, because the sun sets later, I've taken advantage, of course, of a wake-up light that can make the sun set in my room while I have my blackout curtains rolled down. So in my brain, it simulates a sunset happening in my room. But if you don't have that, or you're not intending to buy one, what you could do is, if you have the chance, for example, for me, I would do like my morning routine as I showed you. That was my winter morning routine, like waking up super early, doing some workout or getting out running. But now I've moved my schedule half an hour, so the sun sets later, so I go to bed later. So I go to bed, instead of at 9, I go to bed at 9:30. And then instead of waking up at 6 or a quarter to 6, I wake up at 6:30. So you know what I mean? I just move it all half an hour, so it runs together with the sun. And by doing this, I'm able to fall asleep, even though if the sun hasn't completely set. I can just use my wake-up light to simulate a sunset. And when I wake up, yeah, I really want to actually talk about a wake-up light, because it's probably one of my best recent purchases. If you get a wake-up light, damn, your waking up process is gonna feel so much better. like for some heavy sleepers, it might not be the best, but for example, for me, I'm a heavy sleeper, but not too heavy. I'm just quite normal, I think. And I got this wake up light from Amazon I bought. And every morning I have it so that 30 minutes before I have to wake up, it creates a simulation of a sunrise. So it starts with this really dark, shallow red color, and then it's, just like the sun would do, like gets more yellow, and you can even, like, with my clock, you can even choose how it will end, like how bright it would be. And I just put it at max because I actually more wanted to wake up by the light more than the alarm, because then it has alarms, of course, but it's not like beep beep beep, like it's good alarms. For example, I use the one because I love listening to the birds singing. To have birds singing in my room at morning while a sunrise is happening. So when I wake up, it starts, like the sunrise starts at 6 and it ends at 6:30. And when I wake up, like I feel refreshed. And if I don't, when I get up and I roll my curtain up, I'm fresh, like I'm not tired or anything. And the problem, or not the problem, why am I saying, but the thing is that I still sleep the same because I just move everything half an hour. And I won't be able to do this even more, because then I wouldn't be able to do my morning routine. So in the summer, I don't know, I'll have to fix that. But this was just about, like, sleeping. There is also the problem that when it's summer, you seem to not want to do the work. Like, it's not because you don't have the ambition, but it's more tempting to go out with your friends or enjoy the summer, because you also have, like, nature is a good thing. So, like, it's also a good thing to go out with your friends or just alone, or just enjoy the nature when you can. Like, there's not really a lot to enjoy in the winter when everything's just dark and cold. So yeah, that was definitely something I saw last summer with me. So I was trading a lot, like spring, then summer, it rolls around, and yeah, I've never, I didn't trade a lot back then. And then when fall came around, I started, like, working a lot again. So it really, like, it's not demotivating, but it's a temptation in a good way, if you know what I mean. Like, nature and getting outside and being with people is a good thing. It's better than just sitting inside in the winter and scrolling on your phone. But if you want to actually do something like a business or anything that requires you to, like, be inside, it's also quite hard. And even if you for any reason, like, live in a country where they don't have air conditioning, for example in Denmark, it's not normal to have that. For example, in my house, we don't have any of it. But sometimes in the summer, it will get so hot, and it will be a pain in the arse, because when it's so hot, and, like, you can open the doors, but outside it's just so hot too, and you have, like, windows, and it's so hot inside. Like, in my office, there's a window on top of me, and it just gets so hot in the summer. Like, I can't really, like, I know it's an excuse because I could sit in there with a fan on or something. I have a fan, but the problem is really that it's not really that good to sit in, like, the sun like that, and you get headache and all this. So it's really hard to work in the summer. But I guess I'll just have to work out something for this summer to, like, create a hybrid, because I know, and I'm not gonna be, like, mad at myself or anything for it, but I know that I'm gonna work less than I do in the winter, and I'm okay with that, because I've spent a lot of time on learning, and that's what I'm just gonna continue doing a lot this summer. Probably start up the business a little bit, but we've been learning a lot recently. And this is simply because I think that, yeah, you could start a business when you're, like, 15, and people do this, but I just want to wait till I get that 16. Like, I feel like when you're 16, people, like, you're more, like, to start. I think, I just don't know why, but I just want to start, like, when I'm 16. So I turned 16 in the summer. So I will enjoy the rest of the summer, and then we'll get to work, and we'll crack the hell out of money, and we'll get some success. It may take weeks, it may take months, it may even take years, but the one thing is that you take action. And I've not yet really done this with business, but I know I will do it. The time just really isn't right now because, summer rolled around or not yet, but spring has. And let me just talk a little bit about the weekend. So what we did, me and my friends, we on Friday, we just spent the whole evening being outside, walking in nature, and really getting that summer vibe. And what do you think we did the next day? When we woke up, open that door out to the garden, sit out in the garden, and then later on I would go for a walk and then sit outside and enjoy the outside. And then the next day we were out walking again. That's just really what you do all summer. And so now that we've discussed what the problems are in summer, what can you do to really do something about them? How can you create this hybrid? Or even if you're so good that you can just say, no, I don't give a shit about the summer and just work, that's also fine. But I would probably want to talk a bit about this hybrid system, or what you can call it, that I think I should create. So what I am going to do, or what I'm thinking I'm going to do, I haven't yet really planned it out, is that I'm gonna set of course right now I'm doing this military type of routine where I write out everything I have to do, and I will probably continue doing that in less of a strict format, because people would say, oh, shouldn't we do this today? And then if you want and you sit you have to do this when you get home, then you won't really do it. So you're gonna be more flexible in the summer. But I'm also gonna have some points that I'm gonna work for maybe. Now I'm only gonna be strict to 1 hour or something that I can use. Maybe I can do something so I could do it in school or just something. And I think this will be a good opportunity, because maybe I could even do more than an hour this summer, because right now, as you know, as I've told you, I'm in 9th grade, and in 9th grade in Denmark, you have the final exams for something called the folkeskole. So when you have these exams, you really have to use a lot of your time on it. So right now we are writing these papers, so the people that has to examine us, they know what we're doing. So we're writing this right now using a lot of time in school, and then next week I probably won't, maybe in the weekend, but I probably won't really film anything, because we have exams, and it's not the exams where you talk to people, but it's where you write or using a test or something. It's that kind of exam, and we have it from Tuesday to Thursday, and we have in all the different aspects of the school. So that is probably what we're gonna use a lot of time on. And really, you see, when we have this, the exams on a test, on paper we're gonna have next week, you can't really prepare a lot of them. You can of course try to memorize some things, but you can't really prepare, so they're not really that big of exams. But when it comes to the ones where you have to sit across a table like I'm doing right now and speak to the person on the other side of the table, and they have to examine you or examinate you, whatever it's called, then you have to be prepared. So we're using a lot of time in preparing now and writing down what we have to say, and then we're gonna just do a lot of what do you even call it, practicing on what you have to say. But once our tests next week are done, then we will have a big party on our school, saying it's the last school day, and then something called studying holidays comes around. It's a big period of time, a couple of weeks, where they put the exams in across the table, the speaking exams, and they put those in, so we know when we have to go. And that time frame, the time that the studying holidays are around, you have time for studying, of course, practicing your exam, but also, because that is kind of a holiday, you have the whole day off, you don't have to show up to anything, you can maybe work a bit more in the morning. If you like still get up early, then you have time for it, and you can also do your schoolwork, and later on in the day you can like be with your friends, so you can use like make your day 3 different things. And I think that I'm also gonna take advantage of this, because when you work in the morning, you know, you're more focused, because in the morning you really, I don't know really how to say this. When you wake up, there's nothing distracting you. So you are not distracted, and you don't let yourself be distracted. You can like be very focused. So you can work on there, then like, you know, get your breakfast and stuff, and then afterwards, then you will be able to do your school stuff and practice, and then the rest of the day you have all the day for being with your friends. And everyone might not have this thing in their country or having exams right now, but I think that's one I'm gonna take advantage of in this summer. You might be able to do some other kind of thing where you just work a little less. I might be able to do more because I can do it in the morning. Like if I wake up at like 7:30 and I keep my schedule, what can really go wrong? I don't see, and I do my exams. So far, I've talked about, or we've discussed, not really, because I'm just talking to you, you're not saying anything, you can't. But so far, I've talked about the exams and the way you can filter it in if you have the same system as in Denmark. The way that you're able to still work while it's summer, like you can work a small bit, like maybe in the evening or in the morning if you have time, or just fit like a small bit in there, just keeping the momentum. You might not be like having like huge scales of work, but just keeping that momentum, just keep working. It will like form a habit, and then you can always scale your habit up when the summer is over. So that is what you can do, and I'm looking forward to just enjoying the, like, look at this. Look where I'm sitting. The sky is blue, the sun is shining. You can see all the plants, they're green. I'll put in the video I told about earlier. I'll put in that video of me like showing just some purple plants that were looking so good. And I think this summer I'm gonna spend a lot of time in nature, because I just want to have peace. Just peace. That's all I really want. Peace and presentness, and I just want to be present and have some peaceful and have fun. Just use a lot of time away from like the modern world and technology. Just not really looking that much at social media. Trying to not look at the news, you know. I just want to be like focused on just living. Like people are so damn like obsessed about just looking at others, what others have done, drama, watching TV shows. Like right now I just want to get out of that and just try to live as much as possible. And then when the summer is over, I will already have that feeling of like I don't need all of this. So when that happens, then I can just go back to not watching all of this stupid stuff. Maybe in a bit bigger scale, because you can't really go outside. But you know what I mean? Like, I just want to live. I don't want to be dependent or have to watch all of these things to get my dopamine in or something. I just want to, can really like say, break free. I just want to live and be present and enjoy my life and be thankful for the people in my life. That is something that I'm gonna put a lot of stuff or time into this year, is being thankful and grateful for the people that did stuff to me. Yeah. Holy, I can tell this was a quite long video. Today I just talked about like some personal stuff. You could use a bit of it. I mean, you could have worked this out yourself. As I said, like, of course I will be exposing some truth on my channel and maybe learn you some stuff. But this is more to, you know, really inspire people to get their own stuff. And if you guys want, I can of course show like how I do things and we can maybe talk. But I don't know why my comments, they seem to get turned off even though I haven't said that they need to. I don't know if I look like a kid or something. I probably do, but yeah, that's another story. So I hope you enjoyed this quite different video in what I've done until now. Like, I talked about something else, but that is really also what my channel is, just sharing my thoughts with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.